Okay, let's dive right into this explainer. Today, we're looking at a genuinely fascinating piece of research from Dr. Christian Poengen. We so often think of success as this giant game of addition, right? We think we need to add more habits, add more routines, squeeze more tasks into the day. But this research actually highlights the incredible power of subtraction. It turns out reaching your absolute peak in life or business really isn't about acquiring more skills or lugging around more tools. A lot of the time, it's entirely about dropping the dead weight that's dragging you down. Picture this. You're a hiker trying to climb a really steep mountain, but you're wearing a massive backpack totally stuffed with heavy, useless rocks. You could go out and buy the most expensive climbing boots on the market, you could train every single day, you could map out the perfect route, but you're never, ever going to reach the summit if you don't just stop and unpack those rocks. So today, we're going to examine 9 specific rocks, these counterproductive habits that Dr. Poengen's research flags as the biggest barriers to your success. Unlearning these 9 things, that's going to be your secret weapon. All right, section 1, the weight of fake productivity, or breaking the illusion of action. And this brings us right to habit 1, the trap of staying busy without actually making progress. It's exactly like sweating it out on a treadmill. I mean, you're expending a massive amount of energy, your heart rate is spiking, you feel completely exhausted, but you haven't actually moved an inch toward a real destination. We get so caught up in shallow accomplishments, stuff like hitting inbox 0 or constantly reorganizing our desks, when we really need to be focusing on the tasks that drive meaningful outcomes. Think about a manager who spends 10 solid hours answering 500 emails but moves absolutely 0 core projects forward. They feel incredibly busy, sure, but the needle hasn't moved at all. This pairs perfectly with habit 6, letting perfection delay action. We see this all the time out in the real world, don't we? A creator might tweak a video, a writer will endlessly edit a single chapter, or a software developer will just polish a new feature for months without ever actually launching it. They're terrified of a flaw. But here's the reality. Progress matters so much more than perfect outcomes. We're always better off launching a good enough version and just learning from how people actually use it. So the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that you have to launch and adjust based on real-world feedback instead of staying frozen by your own perfectionism. Let's be honest, the market does not care about that hidden masterpiece sitting on your hard drive. It only cares about what you actually ship. Start now and refine as you move forward. Okay, moving to section 2, the trap of other people. It's time to reclaim your personal steering wheel. So what exactly are these external weights we're carrying? Well, they start with habit 2, overcommitting just to please everyone else. Have you ever done this? Like an employee who says yes to every optional committee, sits in on every single meeting just to keep the boss happy, and covers shifts for coworkers. They look like the ultimate team player, but eventually they end up missing the deadlines for their own core projects and they hit a wall of severe burnout. Saying yes too often is just a fast-track ticket to exhaustion. To avoid that burnout, you simply have to drop the habit of constant agreement. And you know what? Saying no isn't being rude. It's actually about protecting your time and your energy so you can deliver quality work on the things that truly matter. We have to learn to prioritize our own goals. And that brings us to habits 8 and 9, which remind us to stop seeking validation and to stop comparing our journey to everyone else's. Imagine you're driving down the highway. If you spend your entire road trip just staring at the speedometer of the car in the next lane, constantly checking if they're going faster than you, you're literally going to crash your own car. Success is a deeply personal thing. It's not measured by someone else's timeline or their approval. Stop waiting for applause to take action. You just have to trust your own judgment and keep your eyes focused on your own windshield. Up next, section 3, escaping your comfort zone and the danger of playing it safe. Habit 7 points out that avoiding discomfort actually restricts us. Our own desire to feel safe acts as a massive anchor. You're never going to reach the mountain peak by walking on a flat, paved road, right? Genuine growth requires stepping into challenges and embracing a bit of uncertainty. Think about someone sitting in a corporate meeting. They've got this brilliant, totally unconventional idea, but they stay completely quiet just to avoid the temporary discomfort of someone maybe disagreeing with them. By playing it safe, they lose the chance to innovate and really stand out. Taking calculated risks is exactly how we reach new heights. Hand in hand with that danger of staying in your comfortable little bubble is habit 4, dwelling on past mistakes. Look, if you took a risk and it didn't pan out, the absolute worst thing you can do is just ruminate on it forever. It's like trying to drive forward while staring exclusively into your rearview mirror.
You've got to extract the lesson from that failure, pack that lesson away in your toolkit, and then immediately fix your eyes on what's ahead of you instead of obsessing over what's behind you. Moving right along to Section 4, fueling your future self, or maintaining your essential equipment. Before we can even think about reaching the peak, we have to look at our essential climbing gear. Habit 3 is a huge one, neglecting your health. This is probably the most common trap for high achievers, but treating your sleep, your nutrition, and your exercise as if they're optional is literally like ignoring the 2% low battery warning on your smartphone while you're trying to stream a 4K movie. You just cannot run high-performance applications or achieve long-term success without a charged battery. Productivity thrives on balance, guys. Your brain needs fuel and rest to execute at that high level. And right alongside that physical maintenance is your mental maintenance. Habit 5 warns us against ignoring time for reflection. Skipping your self-review prevents you from improving. Just like you can't refuse to update your phone's operating system and still expect it to run all the newest apps perfectly, you can't refuse to reflect on your week and expect to get better. You need a continuous improvement loop. You take action, you reflect on those actions, and then you adjust your trajectory. Finally, Section 5, our peak success summary. Let's take a look at dropping those 9 weights once and for all. As we look over this summary table, you can see that stepping onto that peak podium really demands a massive mindset shift. We have to stop letting perfection delay our action, and instead, just start now and refine later. We've got to stop overcommitting just to keep everyone else happy and actually learn to prioritize our own goals. We absolutely cannot neglect our health. We need to fuel ourselves for the long haul. And above all else, we have to stop measuring our own worth against everyone else's journey and focus purely on our personal progress. At the end of the day, reaching the peak isn't about carrying more. It's about traveling light and staying intensely focused. If you enjoyed this breakdown and you want more actionable insights on how to build better products and a stronger professional mindset, make sure to subscribe to AI Product Management Playbook by Deepoxio on LinkedIn. Before you go, I want to leave you with one final question to ask yourself today. Out of these 9 heavy rocks we just talked about, which one are you finally going to drop from your backpack right now?